I recently met a woman who I think would be everything I would ever want. She was beautiful, but that was not the point. There's beautiful women everywhere in Washington, D.C., and I see them every day throughout the day. What I'm getting at is the way that she carried herself, the way that she spoke with eloquence, with calm thought, with grace and with poise. She also liked to have fun and smile, but she didn't boast or make things up. She spoke from her heart and she spoke true. I was able to spend a few minutes with her for a couple different times and then haven't seen her since. I've reached out and she's left the area, and I did get to hold her hand a couple times, and I asked her, "May I hold your hand?" She even let me put my head on her shoulder for a minute, and she let me comfort her too when she was sad, as we spoke about the trials of life, the problems that she's had, her family has had, the problems that I've had, and the problems I've had in my life with my family, and the problems that I face every day. She was willing to listen to me talk about the world and how I saw it and what I wanted to change in the world and how I didn't even know what I was doing, but that somehow I'd ended up at the anti-nuclear human rights peace vigil at the White House, where I now have a position offering relief to the men who work there. What I'm doing there, I'm not 100% sure. I do know that I've been praying about something like this for years. And now that I'm finally here in Washington, D.C., and doing these things, my thoughts keep turning to her. And my thoughts keep remembering why I'm here on this planet and in Washington, D.C., because of all the bad things that have happened to people, all the bad things that have happened to families, and all the bad things that our government does. And I'm talking about our federal government, the federal government that was founded by slave masters, the federal government that poisons every family they can and treats us like commodities, like something to be bought and sold, not like beating hearts and families and human beings to be cared for and loved. I really hope in my life that I can make a difference in who I am and change who I am, specifically to be somebody that might be wanted someday to be a father to a family. And if I'm ever lucky enough to see this woman again, maybe one day I can be the father to her family, to her children. I'm not a player or a pimp or a gangster or a big official person or a Mr. Smarty Pants or a doctor or a lawyer or any of that stuff. I spend every morning questioning God and praying for an idea for the day. What am I supposed to do? Many days I don't have any money or just a few dollars, often just enough to go to a cafe and get a cup of tea so that I might use the restroom and warm up and charge the batteries for my phone or my computer. I do wish to see her again someday. I do wish to be the person who doesn't say things stupidly, without thought. I wish to be the person that thinks about tomorrow and the next day and sees as far ahead as possible, knowing that everything I say and do does affect someone else. It does affect my future, and it can be positive or negative. I know that I'm not in this world alone, and I know that I'm a very small part of the world. Perhaps sometimes I don't even feel like I'm part of this world or from this world. Sometimes my sadness is so huge. But I will say this: if I never get to meet her again, I will always remember her. And I pray that if I am ever blessed to be a father, the woman that I'm with will be very much like her, if not her. And I pray it is her. And then the end comes and technology comes and takes over. I can't even do anything about it. And that may be the hardest part of all. That may be the hardest part of all. That may be the hardest part of all. When all the motion and commotion and jeopardies and actions and reactions in this world make so much noise that we forget even yesterday. Please don't ever forget me, and I will never, ever forget you.
Oh, no, get the hell away from me. Oh, bullshit.